Okay. All right. So we're going to get on with trying to do this sort of event that happens here when we're going to have a trigger box. And I've imported a character from Mixamo. So just need to create a blueprints folder. So I've already brought in some animations. And then we're going to create a blueprint class character, call it female. And just open that up. And then we just need to add the mesh here. Go down. Let's just put snapping back on for that. Then turn that. Okay. And then we're not going to have to set up an animation blueprint because we're just event begin play. We're going to bring in the mesh and we're just going to play animation. Just so she stood there, I've just got an animation we can play for her. And I believe it's called, just find what it's called. Female animations talking, it's called. Right. So open up the female and it's called talking. So when the event plays, when she starts, she'll just go into this talking animation and that should just loop. So we'll have her here and then we'll have another character that she's talking to. And then we're going to have them both sucked out into space. So let's just hit play so we can see if her animations are playing. Yeah, they are. She'll be just talking to some guy. Put some lighting specifically for this area in a bit. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to, let's just copy that, turn them around. So I bet they'll be completely mirroring each other, so it won't look really good. So I think what we need to do is we need to, we'll have a trigger box. So let's put in a trigger box. And we'll stretch that out. So when I collide with this, I think we're going to try doing this in the level blueprints. So open level blueprints. Add trigger box trigger 1 on actor begin overlap. So when we overlap, we want to grab first female. Why is it called talking? Oh, it's because I've just pulled in the animation, not the blueprint. Right, okay. Yes, delete that. So go to the blueprints, bring in the female. And then in here, event begin play. She should still play that animation when it starts, which she is. Okay, but when I collide with that trigger box, so can I do this in the level blueprints? We'll figure it out. Either going to be in the level blueprints or we'll have to create its own. So delete that. Get a reference to female. We want to set simulate physics for the mesh. Okay, and we also want to set the female's mesh collision to ragdoll. Because she's going to ragdoll and then get sucked out. We also want to set her gravity. I wonder if can we set individual gravity? Yeah, we can. So, right. And then we also want to set gravity. And what was it for again? It was for the character movement. So we want to Get character movement. Oh, it is. I'm just going to hide this. So get character movement, and then we want to set gravity scale to be off, so 0. Okay, so this should ragdoll, and also there should be no gravity when and we'll do the getting pulled out in a second. Okay, so I've hit the trigger box and nothing's happened. Why is that? Might be not the place to do it is in here. Oh, here we go. Set simulate physics there, compile. We didn't set it to be simulating. Also, what I'm going to do is make this visible. So click on there, come over here, find rendering and actor hidden in game, untick that. Save. Hit play. So now we can see the trigger box. Should ragdoll. But she does. When that happens, we want her to get sucked out into space. So maybe we could just do that with a launch character. Launch her outside. But I think the better thing to do would be to put something into the world that we just have her move to, like it's like an AI movement, and it just happens really fast. So what can we place in the world? Target point. Okay, we'll just place that target point out here. Then we'll go back to our level blueprints. And we want AI move to. And the destination is at world location of the sprite component. Now we can create a blueprint for this if it doesn't like it. The AI move to the pawn is the female. Okay, but so we can put an actor in here if we want to create one, just like a target destination blueprint. Right, and in order for that to work, we have to have a nav mesh. So let's grab a nav mesh by bounds volume, place that there, and I'm going to just put that on 0, 0, 0. Where is it? We only need it around here, so I'm going to place it around here, and then scale it up. Because we have no gravity, you should be able to move to this location, even though there isn't actually a nav mesh. There is still a nav mesh on this bit. You see, we'll see if it works. So let's hit play. There's no movement. No movement at all. So let's just get rid of this and actually create a target point blueprint. So go into contents, create a new folder called blueprints. Let's check the time as well. We've got 5 more minutes. And then I'm going to create a new blueprint class, an actor, and I'm going to call this target location. And all I'm going to do is put an arrow in there. So arrow, that is it. Compile that. And then grab the target location and put it in here. And then we're going to do a bit of experimenting with this. Get rid of that. But let's just make sure. First of all, let's put this obviously on the nav mesh, and then we can see if it works on the nav mesh, fine. If not, I have to do some trickery to get it working. Okay, so they should navigate to that point, but we need to go into the level blueprint, and for target actor, what we'll do is we will cast to. Oh, it's not. It's frozen. Just a second. I'll just pause the video while this unfreezes. Okay, so we had a big crash and we lost quite a bit of stuff. So I've had to remake some stuff, but we are back to where we were, roughly. Blueprints, open level blueprints. So we need to get a reference to the female again because we lost it. So set simulate physics, set gravity scale to be 0. And then what we're going to do is we're going to did it say my target location? So blueprints, no it didn't. So create a blueprint class, actor, target location, part of a space. I know that, it's just getting a bit late now, I'm getting a bit tired. This is the last video I'm going to do today. And then arrow. Okay, so let's see if we can get this working. So we need to place that into the game. I'm a bit paranoid. I'm going to crash again, so I'm just saving a lot. And do we have the nav mesh? Seems to have lost all that as well. So let's put this in the nav mesh. Nav mesh bounds volume, place it there. And I'm going to stretch that out. All the way that way. All the way this way. All the way this way. We should be able to get that. Okay. So hit P. So we can see, right, now if we put the target location, what's that? What's that then? Oh, we do already have a target location. Well, I'll delete that one. Okay, I'd already placed that in by the looks of it. So we want go to level blueprints. Oops, this here. Set gravity scale to 0, and then we want to create a reference to target location, and we want AI move to. And we want the target to be target 2, and we want the pawn to be the female. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Also, I want to place this up in the air to see if she'll come, fly in the air towards it. Let's see. We need to set her to ragdoll, but it didn't look like it worked. So select the mesh, come over to collisions, set her to be ragdoll, hit compile. Let's have a look at that. Look. But she doesn't move towards that position at all. Let's see if there is a different move node that we can use. Simple move to actor. Let's try that one instead. And the controller should be the character movement. No, not the character movement, but this, the female. No. Get controller and plug that in. Maybe. I don't know if that's going to work. If not, there's a different. I think the AI move to isn't working because we've sort of activated the ragdoll or something. I'm not 100% sure. But there's no movement afterwards. So instead of doing that, then what we'll do is we'll create a new blueprint class, actor, and this is going to be impulse. And we'll just fire her out with a giant impulse. That'll look better as well. So event begin play. We want to add a radial impulse, radial force, and we'll drag that in and we'll type fire impulse. We'll place it right next to her and she'll just fly out. So fire impulse, and then we want to set up the radial force. So we'll set the strength to be 10,000 and we'll set the force to be 500. And we can use this same force later to actually destroy the wall. Or we might use another one, fire it first and then they shoot out, something like that. Okay, and then place that in here. No, we want to spawn it though, don't we? So maybe we can use this target location to spawn. Place that there. Right next to her. Right next to her. And then go to the level blueprints. Open level blueprints. We want to keep that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we want to get a reference to fire impulse. That's target location. Oh yeah, we're gonna. Yeah. Oh come on now. Nope. We are going to we're going to spawn actor from class. Class we want to spawn is the impulse. And the transform wants to be get a reference to target location and get will transform. The arrow. And then when it spawns in, it'll automatically activate. So let's give that a try. Hopefully it'll just fly out and stop the player at this point. Anyway. Alright, so the impulse strength is just nowhere near high enough. I always find that you have to put in ridiculously high numbers for these. So force strength, set that to 1,000. If that makes any difference. Let's move my guy a little closer so I'm not always having to walk there. How long is this video so far? Alright, we're risking it making a 20-minute one, but let's just see if we can get this to work. Right, hit play. Yep, force strength is still ridiculously low, so let's put in 100,000 to the 10,000. Compile. Oh, there she goes. Okay, so that's starting to look right. Now, obviously, it doesn't look exactly right yet because the wall hasn't broken and we haven't got all the sound effects in and everything. There wants to be a slight delay between them two things happening as well, but that'll work. So it's 100,000 at the moment. We'll say it to be 75. 1, 2, 3. Was it a million before? I don't know. If it was a million before, then this one will look really low. All right, cool. and we'll sort of lock the camera view so that it just looks like they're getting sucked out. All right, cool. So if we have a couple of those, and then just give this a quick test. Oh, we're going to have to do it for that one as well. Well, all right. Okay, that's it for today. I'll get back on this tomorrow and we'll make some more. All right, I'll see you in the next one.